For individuals with peripheral neuropathy in their feet and legs, everyday activities can be difficult. Things like standing, going through the grocery store, climbing stairs. So this short practice today is to bring a little bit more blood flow to the feet, the toes, the ankles, and the lower legs to help with those symptoms so that you can have a little more freedom of movement and feel better. For this practice, I'm going to invite you to take a yoga strap. You'll need that. If you don't have that, think about grabbing the tie to your bathrobe and putting that alongside you. So I'm going to leave this here on the floor, and we're going to start seated so that we can focus on our feet to begin with, and we're going to have to move up the legs. So start sitting nice and tall. Try not to sit back in the chair, but away from the back of the chair with your feet flat on the floor. And take a look at your feet. You can lift and spread your toes, set them down, right? Make sure that your knees are over your ankles, right? Viewing your feet and noticing any changes there can be really important, particularly if you're experiencing numbness, right, because of diabetes. All right, roll your shoulders back, sit up nice and tall, soften your gaze for a moment. You can look towards the floor or close your eyes and check in. Notice how the toes and feet are feeling. Notice whatever sensations, like sometimes there's swelling, which can be uncomfortable. Nerve pain can be very distracting, make it hard to settle in at night. And so our goal for our practice is to bring some movement to these areas to help calm not only the nerves in the legs, but the entire nervous system. So opening your eyes, let's start with our toes. So you can look down at your toes, and on an inhale, lift your toes up away from the floor. Try and keep the ball of your foot on the floor, lift them, spread them wide, and then lay them back down slowly as you exhale. I'm going to do that a few more times. So inhale, lift and spread, and exhale, softly layer them down. And do the best that you can here, and do that 3 more times. Notice if the toes on one foot lift higher than the other, or it's easier to lift those toes, which toes lift the easiest, and then release your toes down. And notice how that gentle sensation might feel. All right, now we're going to work the toes a little bit more. So as if you were picking up a marble with your toes, I want you to curl your toes under, squeeze them like you're making a toe fist, and then relax the toes down. We're going to do that again. So squeeze and relax. 2 more times. Squeeze, relax. If you get cramps in your feet, just stop. Let's do 1 more for good measure. And relax your feet. You might want to shake them out a little bit. And then come back to your nice tall seat. Now we're going to start to work into the ankles and the calf muscles, because everything is connected here, and that's going to help with mobility in our feet. So on an inhale, lift your heels up, press into the balls of your feet. So you're pressing your toes into the floor. You feel a little stretch in your ankles, and then drop your heels down. And your next inhale, lift the toes up as if you're bringing your toes towards your shins. You're going to feel a lot of activation in the shins and the calves, and then release them down. We're going to do that again. So lift the heels. Notice what you're feeling in your legs. Then drop the heels and inhale, lift the toes. Drop the toes again, lift the heels. Heels down, lift the toes. We're trying to keep the heel on the floor. Let's do that twice more. It's always best if you move with your breath, so you may find that I'm moving faster than you'd like or slower. You can always stop the video and continue on at your own pace. And then relax your feet down. And again, notice, where are you feeling sensation? It's okay if you don't. We're working those nerves. The more we work them, the more we're going to be able to deal with the pain. Let's bring now some ankle rotation. So hold your chair for support. Extend one leg forward. You can keep the heel near the floor, and start with some nice, slow, easy circles. And you want to circle about 5 times in one direction. And then switch and do the same number in the opposite direction. I'm aiming for 5. And when you're done, set that foot back down. And just notice any sensations. You might feel a little in your thigh, having extended the leg forward. We're trying to bring circulation and movement, get the blood flowing. Let's do the same thing the other leg. So I'm going to extend it forward. I'm going to lift the heel ever so slightly and circle. You're welcome to lift higher. Remember, we're doing about 5 in each direction. And then the other way. And these kinds of ankle rotations are things you can do seated in the car, right, in the doctor's office, underneath your desk if you work in an office. Good. And then bring that foot down. Now we're going to grab our yoga strap, right? And we're going to use this to now take the stretch further up into our hamstrings. So I'm going to make a loop with my belt and put it down the floor and literally step my foot into it. I want to bring it right underneath the ball of my foot, so at the base of the toes. And then I'm going to walk my hands down each side of the belt and use the belt to lift my leg. Now you don't have to straighten the knee all the way. You can lift it higher, you can keep it low, depends on what feels best for your body. And we're going to use the belt, use your arms to make some nice slow circles. I always like to start small. If you want to spiral and let those get bigger, you can. But as we did with our ankles, we'll do about 5 in one direction. And then switch, go the other way, and you could start large and get smaller or stay small. Right? You can keep your heel low to the ground. Right. When you're finished, we're going to be drawing now the toes in towards us. So use the belt. You can bend your elbows, draw the elbows in towards your waist, and begin to draw the top of the foot towards you so the toes come towards you and the heel presses away. This can be an intense stretch in the hamstring. So if it's too intense, relax for a moment and then try again. Remember, you can keep the foot nice and low, but keep trying to draw the toes back so you feel that stretch. We're working all the muscles in the back of the leg. One more breath. And then slowly release the belt, lower your foot down. You can slide the foot out of that belt. And take a moment before we go on to the other side to notice any sensations. While we were targeting the hamstrings there, you might feel it in the front of your thigh a little bit. Just notice what's true for you. Are you feeling a more sense of aliveness in that leg? Let's now do the other leg. So I'm going to take the belt down here. I'm going to step into it, position it, walk my hands down the belt, and then lift that leg up. And I want my arms nice and long, so there's just a little bit of traction here. And we'll start with those circles. Remember, you can start small and spiral bigger or stay small, but find what works for you. And we're going to do about 5 in this direction and then about 5 the other way. When you finished your 5, we're going to draw the belt towards us, flexing the foot. So this is helping to move the toes towards us. Feel that good hamstring stretch. Remember, the foot can be lower. It doesn't have to be as high as I have mine. Right? If you need a break, relax your arms and then come back into it. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Good. And when you're done, you're going to let the strap slide through your hands, bring the foot down, slide it in, and you can just move that belt off to the side. I'm going to put it over on my bench out of the way. All right, our next couple poses we're going to do standing. So come on up to standing and bring your chair in front of you. Now, if you want, you could certainly do this in the kitchen, at the kitchen counter, at your dining room table if it's the right height. The idea here is to have some support. And we're again going to be working into our legs. Now standing, we have a little more gravity on our side in weight bearing. So take a look down, have your feet about hip distance apart. You want to feel stable. Often feet close together feels unstable. So find that comfortable distance and see if you can bring your toes pointed forward. Sometimes one foot will turn out. So do the best that you can without causing pain in your hip and in your knees. And we're going to work the feet here by using our body weight. So as you take a breath in, rock yourself forward into the balls of your feet. Lift your heels up as high as you can comfortably bring them. And then exhale, drop them down. Rock back into your heels and lift just your toes. The ball of the foot will stay on the mat. Drop your toes down again. Lift your heels. Feel that work all up the legs and then heels down and lift the toes. Let's add a little balance because balance can be a challenge for people with peripheral neuropathy. So we're going to take the right arm and as we lift our heels, we're going to lift that up. My left hand staying on the chair for support. And then exhale, lower it down. Good. And then do the other side. If you find lifting your arm all the way overhead is difficult, you can come into a a half a goalpost with that arm, and then take it back down. Let's do each side again. So remember, you can do the goalpost arm or lift all the way up and lower down. You want to be mindful of your shoulder and the other side. And back down. And now we're going to bring into a challenge where we lift both arms. If both arms feels like too much of a challenge, just do each arm one more time. So as you inhale and come forward to the balls of your feet, lifting the heels, lifting the arms, balancing briefly, and then, whoops, I lost my balance, come back down. So that happens, right? Try it again. You're switching arms, lifting it up, and then lowering back down. And let's just do one more, right? So whichever arm you want to do. And back down. Good job. All right, shake out your legs. So even I sometimes have trouble with balance, right? That's all really normal. Now we're going to work into the calf and the hamstring again. So I'm going to step my left foot forward, and my toes are right under the back bar of the chair, and my right foot back. My toes are turned slightly forward, so my foot is at about a 45-degree angle. Right? We're going to be coming forward towards the chair. This is a warrior one stance, and we're going to keep both legs straight for the moment. So make sure your hands can reach the chair, and that you don't have to lean to reach it. You can stand tall, so that might mean scooting yourself in a little closer. All right, we're going to keep the hands here, and as we're going to bend the elbows to bring our chest towards the back of the chair. You want to keep the elbows close into your torso. So take a breath, feel tall, and as you exhale, bend your elbows and come forward. Pause here, notice the stretch in the back of this left leg, and then press the chair away and come back up to stand tall. Let's do that again. So we're going to bend our elbows. Remember, we're keeping them close to the waist. Head stays in line with the spine. And then push back up to center. This next time, let's come forward and see if we can stay. So again, if this is difficult because your hamstrings are tight, you might want to bring a slight bend into that front knee. That will ease some of the tension you're feeling. Breathe. And with your next inhale, press the chair away. Come back up to center. Step your back foot forward. Shake out both legs. Wiggle your hips a little. And then pause for a moment. Notice any differences between the two legs. We're going to continue on with the opposite leg. So this time the right foot steps forward, the left back. Remember, it's not a wide stance, but wide enough so that there's some space to come forward. My back toes are turned forward slightly, my fingertips on the back of the chair. Take a breath in, feel nice and tall, and then bending your elbows. Keep your head in line with your spine. Bring your chest towards the back of the chair. Press the chair away as you come back up to standing. So we're going to do that again. So these are little push-ups. Exhale, come forward. Notice what's happening in the back of the right leg. Inhale, come back up to center. Do that again. This time, let's see if we can stay here for a little bit. Remember, you can always come out of any pose sooner. You don't have to stay as long as I do. And your next inhale, press the chair away. Come on up. Step your back foot in. And again, shake out your legs. Good. Little hip wiggle. And then come and stand for a moment. And just notice, how's everything feeling? Are you starting to feel a little better sensation? Right? Is it easing any pain? Our next pose is to stretch out the whole back body as well as the hamstrings. So we're going to step back into down dog. So I'm going to hold the chair firmly and walk my feet back. And I want my feet to be parallel. I'm going to start with my knees bent so I can bring my head between my upper arms and really lengthen my spine. And right here, I'm pulling my tailbone away from the chair. And then if you'd like, you can start to straighten your legs. You'll feel more of a stretch in your hamstrings. So if that's too intense, maybe soften your knees a little. Let's stay here for 3 breaths. So see if you can make the exhale same length as your inhale. 1 more breath. And then to come out of the pose, lift your gaze, walk yourself back in. And then give your shoulders a little roll. And again, notice anything you're feeling in your body. So let's end our practice with a short breathing practice. I'm going to come back to seated in my chair. I invite you to do the same. This next practice I call bamboo breathing. I actually learned it from a wonderful teacher. Right? And I want you to think of your spine as being like a stalk of bamboo that has hollow along the center. And we're going to visualize the breath moving up and down that strip of bamboo. And then we're going to add a little count to our breath, because when we're dealing with nerve kinds of pain, right, our brains can get overstimulated from all of that sensation coming in. And this is going to help slow down our pain response and also give our bodies a chance to come into more of a rest and digest rather than that panicked fight or flight deal with pain. So sit up nice and tall in your chair. If you need to have a cushion behind you to help you sit tall, please do that. Soften your gaze once more so you can take that awareness inside. And begin to visualize your breath moving from your tailbone up the center of your spine, that piece of bamboo to the crown of your head, and then back down. And do that again. Inhale up the spine, through the bamboo, and back down the center again. Let's bring a little counting to our breath. So as you inhale, count 1, 2, 3, 4. Tiny pause and exhale the same length. 1, 2, 3, 4. And do that with me again. Inhale, breath moving for 4 counts up the center of our bamboo, and exhaling down for 3, 2, 1. We want to stay with that visualization, but we're going to start to lengthen our exhale. So inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Tiny pause, and this time exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's repeat that. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Small pause. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do it one more time, moving at your own pace. You might count faster than I do, but we're looking for a 4 count inhale and a 5 count exhale. We're going to lengthen the exhale. So again, you breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1. This time exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you feel like you're really struggling as you inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Go back to a count that feels comfortable. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more round, inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Small pause. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're welcome to stay here, or the next time inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to exhale for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Repeat that. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay long in your spine. Exhale for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And one more time. Inhaling 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, the invitation is to stay here or to lengthen the exhale. So as we inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to repeat that pattern. Inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue on with this cycle of breathing in for 4 and exhaling for 8. It's a 2-to-1 ratio. If the 8 feels like you're really pushing, right? You feel anxious, you feel dizzy, your heart starts to beat quickly, back off. Go back to just a regular breath and work just with the visualization of the breath moving up and down that piece of bamboo that is your spine. Notice if your mind wanders, use the counting to help you stay present and focused on the breath. So you're mentally counting. one more breath, so wherever you are, just finish. Exhaling for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we want to gradually back down that exhale. So we're going to inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale for 7, or if you're already at 7, back it down just by 1, go to 6. And we'll again reduce the exhale, so we'll inhale for 4 and exhale for 6. And then inhale for 4 and exhale for 5. And then find the equal breath, inhale for 4 and exhale for 4. And then let go of your counting, let your breath find whatever rhythm it likes. And notice how the practice settles in your body. How does that feel? What is your sense of pain and discomfort? Notice. When you're ready, open your eyes, come on back. So I hope this short practice for peripheral neuropathy is one that you can come back to and use frequently. It's short so that it's something you can integrate into your day. So you are sitting for a while and you start to feel some pain or stiffness coming. A lot of the movements are done seated. You can do it right in your chair before you come to standing. So if you have comments or questions, by all means, I invite you to reach out. And I look forward to practicing with you again soon. Have a wonderful day. Be well.